little belch. But anyway, welcome guys. Zoe Devil stream later than usual, but here we are. I did say I'd try to squeeze one in here on Monday, and so I'm going to give it to you. You're going to get a lovely stream here. Hopefully for, a little over an hour. All right. So I just completed this draft. Not bad, black-red, I don't think black-red is not the strongest color pairing, certainly in Midnight Hunt. I started trying to do green-black, and so we have, Path Festival, Candlelit Cavalry, Dawnhart Mentor, Pestilent Wolf, and Return to Nature, but just green was drying up, so somebody might have had Tovlar or Tovlar's Huntmaster, and that's just why. Yeah, I have this rare land, but with no green cards, but, maybe it throws our opponent off. Because I don't think this is justifiable, by which I mean going Jund. Excuse me, hiccup. Because Dawnhart Mentor and maybe the Candlelit are probably the only two cards that I could really see running in here of our green pile. I don't think Path of the Festival, even though it cleans out our deck, is justifiable. So, we're just going to stick with black-red. In a rare land that's only useless if it's like our second land drop. But hopefully that's not the case, because hopefully we're not keeping a one-lander where that becomes problematic. So we have a lovely Vampire Curve here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4, excuse me. But we don't have a 3. So I don't have any Arrogant Outlaws. But there's the Voldaren Stinger. 1/1 first strike that you can pump. Falkenrath Perforator. Doesn't do anything. It shoots for 1, but it kind of just trades with the creature. So it's not great. Of course they did. Pump. Take 3. I'm not going to swing it into a 2/3. That can only block flyers. Neat. We has a bat. The crow can block the bat. Oh, well played. I do think it's a little early for that card to come out to play. But, we'll see. All right. That was a miscalculation on my part. I thought we had 6 mana. Oops. They cleaned up their graveyard just in time. Unfortunately, that only shoots for 1. So, doesn't do us much good. I mean, I can make it so that it trades, but there's kind of no point in that. Alright. Tell you what. Calculated risk here. Mm-hmm. Boop. That is down. Get the dragon back. Just casting the disturbed creature will give them a card. Oh, they're going to go for 2 birds. Well, that's the land. Land's not what we want. Declare your blocks. I can block the flyers. We're going to get a couple. We're going to have to. See, it's tricky because you're just going to get buried by crows. I don't think we can get in for the necessary damage. They don't have to do anything with that adversary, although I'm surprised they didn't block with it. Because it would have given them life. Nope, we don't get anything off of that. Well. Even so, we're not going to do too much. What is the one remaining card? Show me. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. Basically, they're just going to play the adversary for an additional valor counter and kind of run over us. We have removal, but it's one of those things where we weren't drawing it. Kind of needed to draw it. And the adversaries are quite good. I was surprised they played it as early as they did, just on 4, because I personally would hold it. But yeah, if you have the return, the bounce card, it's like, all right, they built the wall when they needed to build the wall, and I couldn't get through. That's also then when you go, well, you didn't need to attack, and this, that, whatever, and it's like, okay. I was trying to push damage through, but at the same time, I don't think red-black is, red-green and red-black aren't necessarily the best color pairings in this format. Like, that's just a fact. Yeah, the Covert Cut Burst is a combat trick, but I'm not going to use it as a combat trick. They didn't play Dissipate or Flip the Switch. Oh, Nebelgast Herald. Okay. Cool. I didn't attack, so you didn't get to block and have me not do any damage to the Larder Zombie, which isn't worth dealing damage to anyway, because it's a 1/3. So yeah, sure. You got it. You got it, boss. Well, Feet and Casino, thanks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Feet and Casino, thanks. That doesn't have Disturbed. See, herein lies the conundrum. It's like, do you just blow it out for the sake of blowing it out? But this 1/3 can block us all day. I mean, it can block the Cutpurse all day, but if they tap everything, okay, we get in for a free attack, so that actually is good for us. Because I'm going to do that to get a bat. And the bat can block the Nebelgast Intruder. Can't really block the Gale Drifter, but you know, it's a bat. Let's see. I don't mind throwing the Cutpurse away for a split second. They didn't take the bait. I only have... Yeah, okay, I'll just let it happen, because it's like I only have so much mana. So I'd rather be efficient with it. If I had the 6th mana source, then maybe, because then I can... Even that's probably not correct. But it's like, 6 mana. I can sack it. Use the crawl, maybe. I mean, there's... I mean, this was my logic if I had 6. I can sack and still play the Shady Traveler. Sorry. I'm like, but... Because replaying the Covert Cutpurse wouldn't have done anything if I crawled the Covert back. Which is what I'd like to do, I think, as my future line here. But... Poop. That stinks. But, I stand by my strategy. Alright, well, let's just see how the blocks line up. I can crawl something back. Okay. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Tap. They do have, but I guess it costs a white. I'm trying to read it. There we go. Yeah, they have Coven for Candle Trap. But they used their 1 white mana to... Yeah... That's probably an aggressive line, you know. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. I don't know if it's necessarily the right line one way or the other, but they'd exile it if I didn't sacrifice it. So I can actually crawl it back now. That's the positive. Whereas if it was exiled, I wouldn't get the dragon back. I was thinking about crawling the Bat Whisperer back because Bat Whisperer. Um, there are some interesting lines here. So, yeah, let's be cheeky. Flunge and just see. So they're going to be that sort of cheeky. Cheeky. I don't know if that's correct, but sure, we'll kill the morning patrol and see what happens. The morning patrol goes down. Gale Drifter takes 1. The Larder Zombie, which gives them a bunch of value, is just kind of annoying us. But that's 2 creatures down. Zip. Zip. I don't have a zombie. Blurp. I'm trying to make it so that they have to be inefficient with their mana. So they need to play a land to get that back. And then that's still 5. I don't know if I would have discarded that card, but okay. Well, they're building a wall. And as we've established, it's hard for us to get through walls. We can chip in for 3. 3 is not lethal. Me takes Moonrager Slash. You have to do some bad blocks here. The Elementalist isn't attacking you, because the Elementalist can't attack you. How interesting. I mean, I'm letting this work itself out because I'm just sitting here kind of like, all right, you do you. That's 3. Tap accordingly. Because I think keeping the Covert Cutpurse, because it's 5 mana to flash back, or to disturb back. 5 that we don't have. And at least Jadar is now gone. They can play a flying blocker. This much is true. Oh. Well, that's one way to swing a game. I ain't blocking. It's 5/5. 5/5, 1 in the air. So, but the guy still has Menace, so there's something to be said for that. Yeah, if they kill the Elementalist, we can just crawl and Moonrager Slash and win. So it all depends on how they block. Because yeah, I think we have. Well, I can't replay. Well, I can't replay the Elementalist immediately. Um, I do put them on lethal next turn because none of these have lifelink. That did its thing already, and they have to be capable of killing us next turn, which I, they can kill some things, but because yeah, 4 mana is enough to replay the Elementalist, but it's not enough to cast the Moonrager Slash immediately. Lovely. So, I stand by my plan here. Which is, so long as they don't have discard, I have lethal. So long as that's not a no way out. Or duress, I guess, because duress is legal in this format, but nobody plays it in limited. Oh, sure. You've made your point of just, I've cast some spells and blam. So that was close, and I nearly flubbed that one, but we got there. And Lilituff. So, Casino thanks, Feet, and Lilituff. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Zoibe Devil on MTG Arena. And Zoibe Devil on MTGO. It's just I sold my way out of my MTGO collection. MTGO is also a direct display share, so it's tougher for me to monitor chat on MTGO than it is here out here. I mean, you guys can all say hello and welcome, and look at me, I'm in the chat. Ooh. I mean, I can respond to anything you want to type to me in chat. I do pay attention, guys. As evidenced by the fact that the music stops. That shows I'm pulling the game music stops, which shows that I'm pulling the screen down. Although, I can make it so that the audio plays when minimized. So there you go. How about that? Settings. They're great. I don't mind trading my Ecstatic Awakener for your Ecstatic Awakener if that's what you want to do. But I assume that's not what you want to do. Alright, we need a land, but, you know. Because with the land, I can defenestrate it. And just get rid of it. It's like the silliest thing to defenestrate, but it draws you a card and becomes a 4/4. And if that's how they want to play it, I'm more than happy for them to lose their Larder Zombie in that way. I don't see that happening, but that would be nice. So let's see. Because I have a removal spell. So if that's how they want to use their mana, I just instantly kill it after they draw the card and kill the creature. But my guess is that's not what's happening. Man, remember last stream, guys, where we got hit by No Way Out like in every game and I didn't even think that was a highly played card, but you know, such is life. I can kill the Organ Hoarder, but I don't think that's right. I mean, it makes it so that their blocks are good, like, and we can't attack, but I still think targeting the Ecstatic Awakener is the play. And this is worth clipping in the sense of, like, what do you think is right here? I'm going to use it, but it's like, you either kill this, which becomes a 4-4, or you kill that. I definitely targeting the larder zombie is incorrect. I mean, to me, I target the 4-4. This becomes a 4-4. This is a 2-2 with menace. Interesting. I don't expect him to make that block, but I will offer it up. Nope, they did. Okay, cool. We clear their board then. So we have a creature and they don't. And I can get it back. I'm going to play the hobbles first, but then I can get it back. And maybe I'm playing too aggressive in doing that, but you know, I have my logic for doing what I'm doing. It's not necessarily correct logic, but it's logic. We're one land away here. Well, swamp specifically. I do have a play if we don't draw land, and that's Crawl and Perforator. Or sack to the Awakener, or the Hobbles to the Awakener. But I would much rather put a counter and make the Hobbles bigger. Okay, so they draw a card. Because they opted to flip. I give them a card because I flip it back to daytime, but daytime is far safer than nighttime. I mean, we don't have... Well, I guess we have the Tavern Ruffian, but otherwise, I'm like, what's in our deck that cares about day and night? I mean, the Moonrager Slash cares about day and night, but the Moonrager Slash is probably the only card. I'm trying to think. It's like, they just have to pass, and they know they can draw another card and just bury us in card advantage. We're not a blue-black. We're not. It doesn't have to be blue-black. We're just not a blue deck. Because blue is where all the card draw really realistically is. I mean, there's the Knight of Augur or Autumn. No, Knight of Autumn is a Guilds of Ravnica. But anyway, there's that card that allows you to play off the top of your library. That's kind of sort of like card draw. I mean, it is not card draw in and of itself. Blood Pact, I guess, that's in black. The what is it called? Oh, um, it's Timely Reinforcements is the card. I don't remember what they call it here in Innistrad Midnight Hunt, but that one has a card draw element to it, but your opponent has to have more cards than you do for it to trigger. Sure. I don't understand that, but sure. Unfortunately, I can't cast this. Like, there's nothing in our yard. And we're not drawing lands that we oh so desperately need. I mean, please, declare the block. I have nothing to sacrifice. I'm gonna let it happen. I mean, how are you gonna respond here if you're holding up Flip the Switch or Flash the Griffin or whatever? I can flip it back today if I wanted to, but okay. Cut purse. They can't avoid it. It's a human. They could make it indestructible. Seems like a waste of the Flare of Faith, the indestructible spell, but that's up to them if they wanted to do that. But I figure I turn off their card draw, because if we flip it today, they're just going to flip it tonight and draw a card. That's seemingly what they want to do, because that's what they've been doing. Now then. That's really strange wording, because it's the same. When it enters the battlefield, if an opponent lost life, put a +1/+1 on each other vampire you control. So the vampires that are already on the field, they get a +1/+1 counter. However, the vampires that, when it deals damage, every subsequent vampire you play enter the battlefield with +1/+1. It's a weird reverse, I suppose, but I mean, it's better if you have a board of vampires, but sure. I'm not drawing lands because somebody up there hates me. But here we go. I'm going to grab my Ecstatic Awakener and pump my Festival Crasher because I can. And you're either going to Silverbolt my Festival Crasher or you're going to Silverbolt my Covert Cut Purse. Since you're holding up a Silverbolt. Yep. Okay, so my Crasher is dead. Alright. I play a Falkenrath Predator, and here we go. You know 2 of the creatures in my hand. I don't know why I'm not drawing lands. There's 14 out of 25. That's 50%. And that's more than 50%, as a matter of fact, because 28 would be 50. So we're 3 cards below 50% shot of a land off the top. That's the scary part here. And I'm not going to go so far as to say, oh, the Arena Shuffler, but those are the statistics. That over 50% of these remaining cards in the library are lands. And we're now... Okay, you start with 7. So you start with 33. So we're on turn 7. If I've mathed correctly. Here. Possibly turn 8. And that's not a land. So... Here we are. And... Yeah. We're not drawing lands. So, again, 24. So, only 10 of these cards aren't lands. I mean, are you telling me that the bottom 14 are all the lands because we can't draw one? Fine, you get my crawl from the sellers, and then you've outvalued me, so I lose. But the only reason I'm outvalued is because I haven't drawn a 4th land. Again, 8 cards deep, 7 cards deep. Haven't seen a land. These were all in our opening hand. 100% certain of that. So there's one. I can swing with the Predator and get a card back. I'm going to get the Defenestrate. Yep. I don't think sorry, I said Predator, Perforator. I don't think playing the... sacking the Perforator by throwing it away just to get a 4-2 and a bat. Well, it's a 5. It's going to be a 5-3 because of the Vampire Socialite. But I don't necessarily think that's worth it. Oh, well, never mind. Well, there goes any synergy we had with these 2 vampires in our hand that they don't know about. They don't know we have these vampires yet, but lovely. But it took 9 turns to get a land off the top. So again, now there's 13 in here, but it's 13 out of 23. So again, just 10 non-lands remaining. Awesome. Your zombie deck is popping off. How would you like to attack, sir? I'm tapped out. Okay. I very much would like to kill the Organ Hoarder. So I think I'm just going to throw that in there. And then I don't care that much over here, so sure. The decayed tokens go away. Yeah, it's a big attack. I don't deny that it's a big attack. I guess he knows that I can only defenestrate one thing down. I mean, I can Ecstatic Awakener and Chump Block. And that may be the play. But even so, I mean, that's a 2-2 Death Touch. But 2/2 Death Touch doesn't keep us alive. That keeps us alive. That keeps us more alive. But I'd rather hold the Defenestrate up than just, you know, Hergada. So, because that's 4. So 4 doesn't kill us. If they remove the Awakener, we lose. But the Bat wasn't. The Bat Whisperer by itself was only going to remove a creature. It wasn't going to do anything else for us. If they can instantly flip it to night somehow, okay. Well, Fiddle Faddle. Because that still is going to be 5 damage coming at us, no matter what. So, yep, they exile it, and we lose. I still lost, you idiot. Thanks for rubbing it in by throwing a counterspell, but if you do the math, like, you don't need to do sick rubbins. It's called math. You know, hello, McFly. I'm tapped out, and you still have 5 power on the battlefield. And I'm at 5, not at 6. So while I appreciate you playing the flip the switch because you have it in your hand, like, how about you don't? Because it doesn't matter. When the game is out of reach, for me, as your opponent, you don't need to counter my spell. You just don't. I mean, what's your logic when you're just, you know, standing there going, I have lethal on board. You know what? Well, double lethal on board. You know what I mean? It's not just lethal on board and, oh, he removed a creature, so now I no longer have lethal. It's, no. I have overkill on board. Let me put it that way. And, sure. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'll take one. Ow! But yeah, that's honest to goodness frustrating when it becomes, you know, you have Xaxes plus an additional amount of damage. In this case, it was 4. So, no matter which creature I targeted, you had Xaxes. And yet, you still decided to counter the spell. I mean, if you got a quest to cast blue spells, great. But how about you keep it in your pants and don't piss me off by doing that? It's like, I don't need to know you have a flip the switch unless your quest... And even if you have a blue quest, I don't need to know that you have a flip the switch. It's like, thanks? Is that your way of trying to teach me that you should play around counter magic when I'm tapped out? It's like, hello? What are you thinking? Not interested. Ultimate BM is my point. Well, that has disturbed, and sure, you already knew I had that. So, okay. Do your thing. Do your thing. Well, I tap that creature down, and then your attacks are... My attacks are as follows. Okay. I have no reason. If you have... I'm playing around Blade Brand. I don't want to throw this 2/5 into a Blade Brand. They draw a card, and great. We get burned by Death Touch. I still have a 6/5er over here. Hello. Alright, well now you can't just discard cards out of my hand. Lovely. Set it up in a way so that we had lethal regardless. Because yeah, I could have pumped the Stinger up multiple times. But if they had... With the one card in hand, if they had lethal, then... Or the... Not lethal, but sorry, that's the wrong terminology. But if they had a removal spell for that Stinger. That's what I meant. Then I'm just being more efficient with our mana. So we have lethal at next turn. That and then really Mob can be sometimes be a fairly surprising card. I don't think it's a great card. I'd probably give it a 2 out of 5 if I was doing a set review. Like, with all the tokens dying and whatnot, it's a good card, like, in that sense, but I don't think it's a major factor. So we got the pair up here. We're going against a diamond opponent, so watch us lose, but we get to draft again. Woohoo! Only 2 wins for this black-red deck. There goes a helicopter. Unfortunately, that creature comes back, so I'll just hang on to these 2 removal spells. And we'll take 2. Because destroying it doesn't do anything. Yucky. Alright, blah. I play it, they Silverbolt it, but we have nothing better to do. Ta-da! It forces the issue. Okay. But now we have a 3/3 first striker. In colors that aren't great at removing. They can enchant it, and we're not good at removing enchantments, so in that sense they have, you know, a pretty good chance. But okay, look at the top X cards of your library. Exile one of these cards and put the rest on the bottom. You may play the exiled card this turn. So I can play a big guy, or I can get a 1/1. Basically, I can get 2 for the price of 1, or I can just take the 1. I'm going to get 2 for the price of 1. Because I can always sack the bat to the Moorcrop. Not interested in blocking. Still not interested in blocking that. Okay. This is where a drown comes in, right? Revenge of the Drowned? Oh, Fading Hope. Well. Okay. Post-combat main phase. Yes, yes. It's at the beginning of it. Yes. me. I may just play both of these out. And not worry too much about Defenestrate. If they have a flip the switch, then they have a flip the switch. Not much I can do about that. With their 3 mana, and they did not play a flip the switch. Geistwave. Fine. I still have a 2-3. So my 2-3 can block your 2-3. Or your 2-1. And I can still Defenestrate and kill the one of these two. If I want to. Alright. Not the bat. The bat doesn't really do anything here. Okay. Alas. They do that. I can't kill this. So... Nope, nothing happened there. Can't say I expected it, but I also can't say that, you know, that I was paying too much attention to the stats on that guy, being a 3-4. I mean, you never know. Maybe I have a Blade Brand. Yeah. Yeah. Do you block? No, you're going to bounce it again. God. All it is bounce. Like, that's their deck. How lovely. And very, very frustrating. Okay. I count 6, so we're not dead. Ritual of Hope would kill us, because they have Coven. Sometimes you do just lose to the blue-white deck, and I don't think the blue-white deck is... That's another weak pairing, if you ask me. Or at the very least, it's difficult to actually work. To get to work. And maybe that's because the black players are cutting you on blue. A lot of the time. They can tap one thing down. Fine, they gain some life. But even in tapping one thing down, we should be able to get in for some damage, because that's on the ground. That's... That's an obvious bounce spell. Oh, nope, it's a tap. I'm fine with that. Opting not to take the damage. Okay, that's 4. I can put something on the ground. They just tap it down, though. Yeah, whatever we play, they just tap it down. If only that actually got, But I didn't expect that. But there's a lot I didn't expect here. Yeah, they just tap it down. Cool. Wah, wah, wah. Decayed guy. That's what happens when you get paired up in this game. I hate it. If you're a follower of the channel, you know I hate it when Arena does that. Arena is just like, hey, you think you're a hotshot player? And it's like, yeah, I think I'm okay. And it's like, well, guess what? You're now going to have to play against someone who's ranked higher than you. And sometimes you can win those matchups because a lot of it is like the reason they're ranked higher is because they play more than you do. And just by virtue of grinding, they get to that status. So, that's just my opinion on it. Sorry, I'm bringing things down a bit, but it's kind of like, come on. I mean, the Sludge Monster is probably the pick, but some of these are good cards. You're not going to you'd only first pick one of these others, but, like, I mean, I could justify first picking the Organ Hoarder, but, yeah, your Sludge Monster is the card, because it can remove a flyer. Like, if you're being hassled by a flyer, then... I don't really want to be in blue-white. Nor do I really want to be... I'm not desperate to be in blue-black. Let me put it that way. And I'm not desperate to be in blue-red, because blue-red spells is its own... I'm going to just take the Organ Hoarder. Blue-red spells is its own kind of mess that I just don't want to deal with right now. Again, it's like, you're kind of forcing me into this color pairing because that is such a good card. I'm just going to kind of let the deck make itself by cutting blue hard and figure out what my other color is based on that. I probably should have taken the hobbles there, but flip is flip. Oh, there we go. Scob may make up my mind. Because zombie, zombie, Scob, zombie. Let's get a champion of the perished. Zombie. Well, that's a very late play with fire. Like, that card shouldn't make it that far. But it goes to show that nobody's in red. That's what that tells me. I mean, we could do Grixis, splash the black. But then I probably should have taken the spell that draws two, and you discard one, draw two over this raise. Yeah. The vampire's good, but yeah, we're nice people. And I'd rather be low on my curve and aggressive than stupid high on my curve. In my opinion, anyway. You mean in a format where you're doing this, this, and this, you want to... And it's like, yeah, I kind of do. None of these are good. Both of these net us zombies. So... Yeah. I'm probably just... Yeah. I'm like, I don't know, but... make it work. Could just take another one, but flesh it. Flesh and blood. I haven't played that game. I know some people like it. I have no effing clue what the community out where I live is for Flesh and Blood. I'm sure we have one. We had a Game of Thrones card game community for a long time. And I haven't heard a lick about that game in a long time. Granted, part of that, I think, is maybe just by virtue of the series ending. So there's like no Game of Thrones content in the context of the show that, yeah, I'm sure that affects the game. I'm actually trying to sell a lot of my board games on the Facebook Marketplace, and like, I cannot get anyone to jump on that. It's like, hey, I mean, if you have a board game group, please join, play. No. I mean, red is our alternate color here. So we got a decent red deck out here. We got two Flesh Takers if we wanted to go into the Sacrifice synergy. And Flesh Taker, I mean, alright. Splash white and sack some stuff. Like, not bad. Not good, but not bad. How was your weekend, everybody? Mine wasn't too bad. We're basically mono blue, by the way. Blade Brand. I mean, we need some cards of the other color. Let's be honest. Can't just be all... I mean, okay. So I take this guy because, yeah, it's card draw. Not too shabby. But, oh, is there no relief? I really want that Infernal Grasp. Organza Hoarder. We probably should get a crawl from the cellar if the opportunity presents itself. I mean, we're kind of dependent on this Blade Stitch Scab to a degree. Scab. Slipgadia Leviosa, not Leviosa. Guardium Leviosa. I mean, hey, probably not great, but 2 menace guys and that are big, and then a sludge monster which can bring something down to the ground. Because we don't... I mean, we have 1 flyer. Sort of, kind of 2. But, we don't have the Defenestrate. We did lose our Defenestrate. There was 1. I'm just taking that for the rare. But then again, we can bounce a lot of things. Could have sworn I took 2 Revenge of the Drowns. Oh well. Rotten Reunion. Sure. We don't really have anything with flashback. Yeah, we can only get like 3 cards off of that thing. So I don't think it's that good. There is another Rotten Reunion if we wanted to play it. The Gale Drifter does have Disturb again if we wanted to play it. But I don't necessarily think any of those things are worth playing over the that Ominous Roost. I mean, are any of those things worth putting in order to benefit off the Ominous Roost here? I don't think so. I think I'd rather... I mean, if we're going to play this just for the zombie, then it's like, okay, you get... Because you can get 2 zombies and get something. Like, I'm fine with that. I don't know how fine I am. Well, okay. Let's just do 16 lands, 8 and 8. We'll still play the lovely old the Ominous Roost, but that's probably a mistake. So the Ominous Roost is probably a mistake. fine. Whatever. We're one card away, one land away from doing much of anything anyway. Uh, uh, uh. Uh, I'm kind of okay with that. Don't want to leave it in the yard the yard for him to pick off. And I certainly don't want to be so dependent on, um, that ominous roost showing up. We need a land more than we need that ominous roost, so it's like, Trigger, 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 trigger. No! We're in the colors to get stuff back from our yard, but I don't have anything to get anything back from the yard. I meant to block, but skip through it. Oh well. Man. Well. Alright. Just take it. And then we got 2 more Krauts. They don't do too much, but whatever. No reason to block. Alright, you get a bat. I believe it's Aura attacks. So we shrank the Bat Whisperer down. At least while the Sludge Monster is on the battlefield. Never mind. Alright. You win this round. I mean, if you're gonna bounce the borrowed time and then, like, flicker it back or something. Alright, you got some bats. You got some bats. Block. Block. One bat gone. Nope, no bat. Get it away. I'm not going to block the Bat Whisper. Thank you very much. Especially if you can get it back. Oh, good. That lovely mythic. That's not actually a mythic. Well, draw 2 cards. To the victor goes the spoils. Siege Zumball. Well, that doesn't do us any good. It just gets us a 1/1 that can block a 1/1. So let me attack with the Hook Haunt. When it dies, it exiles, so he doesn't benefit from it. You got to do that quite a few more times. You can return something to the battlefield. Don't think Absan is the best color pairing here, but I guess you could move the Cathars back. Then he has a 3/3 and an additional 1/1 for the purposes of his trying to tap us down a bunch of times. I mean, he's got the mana, so sure. But we're in this position where it's like, alright. Bear. I bet they double block. Because they can go, oh, I get the bear back, and blah, blah. Or I get my Bat Whisper back, and then I have a 1/1 flyer. I mean, I'm kind of okay throwing that away. Alright, I'm not okay throwing that away, because now the trade is just with the 3/1 that was just a tiny creature to begin with. Yeah. Put your Bat Whisper in front, because then you're going to get 2 creatures back on that exchange. Fine. You win. Game's not over yet, but it still is like, alright, you basically win. You son of a bitch. I tap out and cast another one. Still on a 10-turn clock here. So. As they try to punch their way through. Ugh. Son of a bitch. frustrating. Yeah, I mean, the morbid opportunist needs to go. It just needs to go. Because even though the siege zombie is the thing that's going to be like ultimately what kills us, and it probably gets there easily enough, the opportunist is, and they instantly just bring it back. Like, that's the sad part, but I'm not willing to throw. I'm pretty sure we got buried here. Great. It's Abzan, and good for them. But I'm sitting here going, like, I don't know how. Because if we attack all out, they just block with the bear and the Celestis. And that kills the Morkraut. And then, alright, how are they going to deal with they probably just take 3 from the Decayed token. And what's next? I'm not interested in dealing with the Vengeful Strangler. Alright. 2 bodies for the price of 1. I can block the bat. The Whisper, we may have a problem with that one, but I can block the bat. Get the Morbid Opportunist out. And I mean out. So here's the thing. We get Drain 2. Oh, but he can just untap, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We at least, made it look pretty. I'm going to run to the restroom, so give me a second. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. All right. Yep. What can I say? I'm not. blue-black may be one of the better color pairings in this format, but oh boy. Rough outing. I mean, we got a couple wins, but to lose to an Abzan deck, I don't remember. Well, if we did come across a Siege Zombie in that draft, then it probably, you know, I'm trying to think. It's like it probably got scooped up and just never wheeled. I mean, it's a good card. It really is a solid, like, 3 out of 5, I would say. No, I'm not going to Rotten Reunion. Because they're not going to run a 2-1 into a 1-3. Yeah, I guess. Holding up the Rotten Union's fine. Boo! Alright, you can't flash that card back now. It's called just being efficient with the mana and saying, alright, you can't flash it back. Nope. Goes to nighttime. Alright. Nope, there's the Scob. So the Scob was one card down. So Scob, Stowaway, and Hobbles. I want all those cards back in the deck. You know, if you want to sacrifice your Pit Fighter to draw 2 cards, I welcome that. Yeah, it's not just pay 2 mana, draw 2 cards. Okay. You got it, boss. I am quite alright with that. Let's be honest. Zoop. We can take another 3 too, to be honest. If they do have a combat trick. Well, little fiddle-dee-dee, fiddle-dee-doo. Yeah. I mean, perhaps the Elementalist is the pick, but we shall see. Nope. All right. Nope. One damage is one damage. Block was declared. I did it to draw a card. I mean, the overall strategy is still to let it die. Because it does trigger with the ominous roost. Mm. We have a lot of damage. He kinda can't attack all out. That's up to you. Alright. Uh, uh, uh. My army of zombie tokens. I was just thinking about this the other day. It's like when you think about the cards that you draft and the decks that you build, it's kind of like what cards do you see on the regular? What cards haven't you seen? It's an interesting question, and at least in terms of drafting here on Arena, and we've done a fair amount. You know, maybe not every day. I know I took like a week off, but we've done a fairly good amount of drafting, and I don't think I've seen an Arlen cord. Or Arlen Pax, whatever it's called. Arlen. But I just haven't seen an Arlen Planeswalker, come to think of it. And if we did, then maybe I put it in a board of like a blue-black deck, so it like wasn't going to be playing that card anyway. But yeah, I don't think I've come across that. And I've only come across Teferi twice, actually, twice. Scratch that. I've come across Teferi twice. I've definitely come across Ren twice. I'm still kind of sort of okay with using my foul play in that way. It's just a trigger. I bounce and hope to draw a land. Oh. Well, there's not much I can do about that. Well, alright, well, spell one. And spell two. Just flip it back to daytime. He knows I can't block. I mean, realistically. Alright, do we draw... We did. A little too little, a little too late, but we did. We did. I don't think holding up... Holding up the counterspell is worth it. I mean, 6 lands. Burn the Accursed. Well, Burn the Accursed exiles. So... Like, great. Sure. Chump it up, chump it up. And then get her off the battlefield. Oh, flipping the knight kills us, though. No. Well, alright, I do that. There, now it's not night. So we're not dead yet. I feel happy. I feel happy. Realistically, just those two cards. Take menace away from that guy. Please and thank you. What? It was a very aggressive attack. Well, okay. Yeah, we have the intruder anyway. So they just wanted to draw a card. All right, cool. Enters the battlefield or attacks. No. Okay. Okay. You attack. I flash. I shrink. And I I want to put the sludge monster into Gisa. I want to only take one. So yeah, I think that's the play. Yes. Declare the block there. Declare the block there. Declare the block there. And then we take one. Okay. And then we just smash in and win the game. We might have been able to do that anyway if I played the Scob, but or at least forced them into some questionable blocks. But if that was the case, where they're then blocking, I mean, the fact that those vampires had haste, so we might have lost had we done that. So we kind of lucked out, I would say, just in terms of how that played out. Like me being as defensive as I was. Top deck for them. But I'm also like, I guess considering the fact that, well, okay, yeah, we weren't tapped out, so that's why I don't think that's like a bad manners moment in terms of the one that happened earlier in the stream, where it's like you're countering a spell that I obviously can't do anything about, like, because I was dead on board. So Anyway, I think that's a different instance. Like, he is going for lethal. Like, I give him full credit for doing that. For casting multiple. Well, Hungry for More twice. Because the flashback cost. I guess I let it flip. But I'm not ecstatic about that. I mean, yeah, we take 4. That's a big old 10-4. No, that is a big old 4. I mean, Yawgmoth with a +1/+1 counter on it is a big 10-4. This is not Yawgmoth. I'm going to eat that, so we don't have to worry about it later. And then pitch a couple cards, please and thank you. It's going to flip, and we're going to take damage. But I can at least play some things next turn. So yeah, it hits. I can't block. Oh, how about that? Cool. I mean, the fact that that has 4, potentially 5 power is rather annoying. I block. Please. No. Okay. We don't have a Poppet Stitcher or any way of, like, making these Decayed tokens useful to us. Beyond, well, the block was still declared, so whatever. I get, well, yeah, trample still. Trample is trample, ho ho ho. Eat the Shadow Beast sighting. Get it out of here. Oh, yeah, foul play. Because foul play is, oh no, damn it. It doesn't do anything. I thought it was power 3. My bad. But the Ominous Roost wasn't going to do anything, and nor was the land, so, bah. Humbug. It can pretty effectively block. I mean, we go to 1 if that Hound Tamer. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Killed that. Close that. I have no reason to be out here in Facebook land. Sorry, whether we're dropping frames for that reason, but or not. But here we go. All right. Yep. No. Attack. 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 C. All right. Block. Okay. We go to 3. I'm still gonna bounce. I see. Bloop. The Scob doesn't help us. Uh, 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 uh. Because that's just 8 damage, and it's 8 damage that, while helpful, just doesn't do anything. And honestly, I'm okay with trading it. Okay. Like, there's a little bit of lag. I wanted to make sure that that block was declared. Otherwise, I'm, like, instantly gonna Geist Wave, like, as fast as I possibly can. How about no? And then we're gonna get Flip the Switch. Suspicious Stowaway. Herald. And that guy. All back in the deck. So long as nothing has haste, I mean, this is okay. If he does land something with haste, then I have to jump block, I suppose. Blood Pact isn't lethal, thankfully. Blood Pact only takes us to 1. Sure. Well, that's a card. Well. And, Ronald Reagan. I mean, it's a card, but it's not end-all be-all. 3 times 5 is 15, so yeah. Should be lethal. I can ensure that it's lethal, but I'm not going to be that much of a stickler here. Because that's 15 plus the 3 in the air. Yep. 18, baby. Just keep getting tokens. It's like, come on, come on, come on. Token, 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 token. Well, any rate. A little bit of a lag there, but that's where I shall end today's lovely stream. So thank you very much for joining us today. I appreciate it. Casino thanks, Feet, Lilitoff, and Zyphum. So welcome, welcome. Remember to follow the Facebook page if you haven't already. Zoibe_Devil, capital MTG. That is the Facebook page. I'm just a rando streamer. I'm not, I'm no Pleasant Kenobi or Saffron Olive or, Tolarian Community College. But, I try to do this consistently every day. And, if you just want a little background noise, great. So, thanks for joining us, guys. I appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time, probably sometime tomorrow. And then I start the new job on Wednesday. So then I'll probably be gone for God knows how long. But I'll try to at least give you one last stream tomorrow. Because I only need to get a haircut. And that's all I need to do tomorrow in terms of my tasks. So, thank you very much, guys. The Facebook page is Zoibe_Devil, capital MTG. Follow us there, like and follow there. We're here on Twitch, where we now have the YouTube channel, Zoibe_Devil on YouTube. And, great. I appreciate you guys viewing, and